4 months and 15,000 kilometers later, how am I finding the Genesis? Well, I honestly haven't had any issues. Well, I had one very, 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 very small issue, which could happen to any car pretty much any time. And that was basically the Bank 2 Sensor 2 O2 sensor was starting to fail. So I had that replaced. And that's actually all that's really happened with this car. You know, I'm still comparing this to the previous Saabs that I had, because I was a Saab guy, and as time went on, you know, those cars were getting old and I couldn't rely on them anymore as daily drivers, so I had to look for a replacement. And my Genesis, my 2010, as I nicknamed my car, or named my car, 10 Gen. Yeah, so my 2010 Genesis 3.8 technology package is my new daily driver. Rear wheel drive. From the factory, they claim 290 horsepower. I believe it's 260-ish pound-feet of torque, somewhere around there. It actually does seem to be faster than the 290 horsepower, 260-ish pound-feet of torque. However, it carries its weight well. It is a big, heavy car. Cornering-wise, the way they tuned the suspension, it actually is very good. Engine is very responsive. And like I said, I haven't had any issues whatsoever. Now, comparing this to the Saab that I had before, I had a 9.5 Aero, and previous to that I had a 2004 Saab 9.3 Linear. There are some things I wish this car had that the Saabs actually did have. For one, living in Canada, when you have all the road salt and everything in the winter, your headlights do get dirty from spray from other vehicles and things like that. So with that said, it would be nice if this had headlamp washers. That seems to be a European thing. It'd be nice if these had that, but they don't. The headlight washers actually do come in very handy. Believe it or not, I didn't think they were that big of a deal until front of this car got sprayed. I was behind a freight truck, and front end of the car got sprayed with salt and everything from, you know, just the tires kicking it up into the face of my car. And I couldn't get my headlights to be more powerful because I couldn't just hit the switch and wash them, right? So that's one thing. The other thing too is I also liked having the rear fog light. I probably could get an aftermarket thing installed for this, but you know, it's just, you know, the little things that you take for granted, and then when you don't have them, you're like, oh man, I wish I had them. But other than that, this car's been rock solid. I haven't had one problem, no hiccups, no nothing. And you know, just I like the drive. The drive is nice. Oh, paddle shifters would have been nice too, but no, can't have everything. It doesn't have paddle shifters. And the other thing too is when you put this car in sport mode, it doesn't actually change the throttle map or the transmission map whatsoever. So when you put it into manual mode, it doesn't actually do anything. There's no changing in the map whatsoever. So, you know, that's more of a gimmick than anything else. At least with the Saabs, when you do put it into the manual shift mode, it actually does change the throttle mapping. So you actually do get a sport feel. And, you know, the newest Saab that I had was from 2005. So, you know, it's just surprising that for a car that was made in 2010, it does have some other bells and whistles, but things like that, you know, for the driving experience, and they were trying to coin this as a four-door sports car, luxury sports car, and they just missed the mark. But if you can overlook those, the car does have a very nice drive. I'm not sure if you guys follow Extalgic. Extalgic? I think that's anyway, I'll link his channel. He does a lot of Genesis Sedan, well, R-Spec sedan videos. Really, really, really great channel. And congratulations is in order for him, because due to his YouTube channel, he actually got hired as a content creator for another company. So, the extreme experience. Yeah, but other than that, let's just do some driving. One thing about this car is how isolated it is from the outside elements. You don't entirely realize it until you're in a lot of high winds, and then all of a sudden, you just happen to open the window. So here's what it sounds like right now with the window closed. And now if I crack it open, huge difference. Car is very, very well insulated. Nice sound damping material. And I wish there wasn't so much traffic. I wouldn't mind, going for a slightly spirited drive, but there's traffic. So I'm going to try to find somewhere else to let the car stretch its legs a bit, and we'll go from there.